half an hour, maybe 40 minutes out from the top of the hour in that 5 o'clock advisory. But what we like to do is take a look at where we think the center of circulation is and put the cone over it to see if it's in the cone or if it's kind of deviating left or right. Right now, so far, so good. You can see that forecast cone going into the Big Bend area. Now, you heard the governor talking about maybe a subtle shift back towards the west. It's ever so slight. It's not a lot, so I don't know if it's going to affect the cone, but you can see the thunderstorms now really trying to blossom. We call this the CDO, the central dense overcast, and when it's over the center of the storm, that's when we start seeing that development. The pressure's at 987 millibars, and quite often 987 is right on the cusp of a Category 1 hurricane. We do think that this is going to develop over those very warm Gulf of Mexico waters that we talked about, and we'll probably have a landfalling major hurricane, whether it's here, up towards here, like the GFS model is indicating. The bottom line is awfully close to Central Florida. You look at all the model tracks this afternoon, there's been maybe just a slight nudge on a few of them back to the north and west. Not really enough, I don't believe, to shift any of the watches and the warnings. And getting to that point, you can see Sumter County is under hurricane warning. We've got a hurricane watch here for Marion County. We have tropical storm warnings for Lake and Polk County. That means that we are going to experience tropical storm force winds within about 24 to 36 hours. So we need you to complete your prep plans tonight or very early tomorrow. And then even on the eastern side of the peninsula, you can see those tropical storm watches. We learned a great deal with Ian and Nicole, especially with Ian, all of those watches and warnings well outside of that cone, and we're already seeing that now with Idalia. So again, just because the cone is north and west of you doesn't mean you're not going to have wind, doesn't mean you're not going to have severe weather, and it doesn't mean you don't run the risk for tornadoes. That is all still in play here. Now, I wanted to show you the wide view of our own in-house Futurecast model. You can see it late Monday on into Tuesday, starting to make that turn. Look at these outer bands coming in 3, 4, 5 o'clock Tuesday afternoon. Then the main core will arrive as we get into Wednesday morning and Thursday. That's when the roughest weather is going to be. With more on that, here's meteorologist Cam Tran.
Yeah, we want to give you a kind of closer look on some of the impacts here that we will see with Idalia as it moves inland. As Tony mentioned earlier, any shift in that track will definitely change that. So let's take a look at WSI2 here so I can show you what we are expecting in terms of impacts here locally at home. If we can switch that over to WSI2, that would be awesome. We are going to see, as this progresses, move off towards the east, and we are going to see some impacts here. We can switch the director to switch the computer to WSI2. That would be great, so I can get forward and look at some of the Futurecast graphics that we are expecting out there. So here's a look. We are expecting gusty winds as we go into late Tuesday. We are looking at those winds picking up, and we are expecting those winds to get really intense as we go into Tuesday night in particular. You can see as we go into Tuesday around 5 o'clock, winds of around 25 miles per hour, Bithlo 24 in the Villages. As we go into early Wednesday, notice how the winds are starting to pick up, and we are still dealing with some squally weather, but the worst of the impacts will be Wednesday morning. Here's a look at 2 a.m. Winds of around 30, 35 miles per hour off to the west here. We're seeing that squally band. And then as we go into Wednesday morning around 7 to 8 o'clock, notice here's the eye there making its way inland, and we will see wind gusts around 60 miles per hour there in Ocala, 48 in the Villages, 50 in Wildwood, and 40 in Orlando. So this is when we'll really start to see things go downhill very quickly as we go into Wednesday morning. By the time we get to lunchtime Wednesday, that system's pushing off to the north and east, but we'll still see some of those feeder bands bringing some pretty heavy rain. But notice the winds. Winds are still sticking around. We're still talking about tropical storm strength winds as we go into Wednesday around lunchtime, and then as we go into Wednesday evening, that's when conditions really start to improve around 5 to 6 o'clock. Notice the winds are still a bit breezy, but we get rid of that squally weather, and we get to see those winds actually decrease as we go into the evening. Highest wind threat will be the farther west you are. You can see western portions of Marion County. We have hurricane force wind gusts expected. Even western Sumter County, that is a possibility as well. Farther east you are, we're talking about more tropical storm strength winds, but still that is enough to have things flying around, debris that could impact your home. So today, here's a look at the timeline. Idalia moves into the Gulf of Mexico, becomes a hurricane by tonight. Tomorrow, intensification continues. We start to see those squally weather start to arrive by Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday is when we are expecting landfall, and some of the strongest winds with Idalia, and we're also watching the possibility of that severe weather risk since we are on the eastern side of the storm. We'll talk more about the severe weather risks coming up next time that we see you, and hopefully get more of the latest data that's coming in the afternoon, coming up in about 10 minutes.